Welcome to Finding Your Worth From Within, the podcast where I'm going to be helping you up-level your life, find your true self, and ignite the best version of you. I'm your host, Sana, your go-to self-worth mentor, facilitating hundreds of women to unlock your self-belief, master your emotions, and take back control of negative thoughts. We're going to be covering everything self-worth for South Asian women, how to ditch your self-doubt, kick other people's judgment to the curb, and learn how to finally use your voice clearly and with confidence. With the practical tools and spiritual teachings that I give you in this podcast, don't be surprised when this magic begins to massively elevate your life. So whether you're going for a walk, driving home, or listening with a cup of coffee, let's get stuck in. Hey, I hope you are well. I am back from sunny Ibiza. I spent the last 3 days dancing, hiking, soaking up the beautiful sun, and I absolutely loved it. If you know me, you know that I don't go anywhere without talking to people, connecting with people, making friends. It's a bit of a thing that everybody that stays with me or goes out with me is like, Aman, we lost you. You will have made friends. But yeah, it's what I do. So it was a really amazing 3 days doing all these things because I love to dance. I love to hike, and I went on this gorgeous hike, met some really interesting people, gained so much knowledge and just experience from people, listening to people's stories. I find it fascinating. And before, I didn't used to do that. I didn't used to talk to people because I'd feel shy that I didn't know as much as them, or I would feel kind of less than in the room. But now I always put myself in situations where I can just gain from somebody and listen to their knowledge, and I'm like, wow, and ask questions. But yeah, so that was me. I did a lot of all of that over the last 3 days. But speaking of connecting with different people, I do have an announcement coming up in a few weeks' time. So towards the middle end of July, I am going to be announcing something. So keep your eyes and ears peeled, because I might be back from Ibiza now, but in September, I'm taking Sana mentoring to that gorgeous island in the form of coaching and healing. And it's a really, really exciting opportunity, and it's one that you can come along and join in with as well. But I'll be giving you full details in a few weeks, so stay tuned for that. And actually, this opportunity arose from me talking to random people and connecting with them as well. So yeah, it's something that I think is really important to do. But today, on today's episode, I wanted to talk about the price of staying where you are, self-worth, money fears, and long-term costs. Because I could not have experienced the week that I've just had, and I wouldn't be creating these opportunities for myself, talking to random people, if I had stayed stuck where I was 5 years ago. I wouldn't be experiencing the things I am now, and I want you to experience the same flow and freedom in life, whatever that looks like for you. Obviously, I've just shared with you what it looks like for me, but yours might be different. Your freedom and flow may look very different, but I want you to experience it. I don't want you to be feeling stuck anymore. I don't want you to be feeling stagnant. I don't want you to be feeling like you're on Groundhog Day over and over again. So let me take you into a moment that I see all the time. It's something that I speak with clients with all of the time, yeah? I speak to women with dreams, like a big heart. Imagine somebody that knows that there's more to her, but feels stuck. Not because she doesn't care, not because she isn't motivated, but because every time she thinks about investing in herself, putting herself first, her mind spirals. And those thoughts come up of, what if it doesn't work? What if I can't follow through? What if I shouldn't be putting myself first? What if spending the money on myself is selfish? These women that I see all the time, speak to all the time, know there's something more to them, but those thoughts come up in their head. Those thoughts come and try to throw them off. And it's so normal because you're so programmed to put other people's needs first. I had a client that prioritized a week family holiday over 6 months transformation with me. She came to me, we had a call, we spoke about everything, and she went away and said, actually, I feel like, we've been saving for a family holiday and I really want to get this done. The kids deserve some sun and some time away. And she went away and she went on that holiday and it felt great. Felt amazing for the 7 days she was there. But when she came back, that feeling of not being good enough was still there, right? Her kids got some sun, they loved it, and it was amazing for a week. But when they came back, she was still that stressed out mom, not living in the moment, overthinking. And this client actually came back to me within a month after the holiday. She came back, she'd lived life in normal, got back to normal, all of those things came back, they're not good enough, feeling less than, not speaking up. And she reached out to me and said, I get it. I need to do this work. Like, the holiday was not a fix. And she signed up with me because she knew nothing had changed. She knew that she had to prioritize herself. So it's such a common thing for women to not think they should put themselves first, not invest in themselves, not prioritize themselves. But in the end, it all comes back to the fact that, yes, you need to work through your own stuff. And it's not about the money, it's actually about the story you've attached to it, because this client ended up going on the holiday and investing with me as well. So for women who've grown up seeing sacrifice as love, who've seen putting others before you, being put on a pedestal, the idea of investing in yourself feels selfish, it feels indulgent, it feels a bit unfamiliar, and oh my god, should I be doing this? Is this probably to your nervous system feels a little bit unsafe. But the truth is, investing in yourself is an investment in the family. Imagine a home that's calm, peaceful and happy, because a mother is the hub of the home and she embodies that, so she ripples it out to everybody else. Imagine your kids having a mom that's balanced, she's in tune with herself, and she's able to teach them everything that she's learned herself, creating a ripple effect. I had a client who, midway through working with her, she said, I've actually been teaching my son exactly what I've been learning, she goes, it really hit me because I realized that I was originally passing down everything I had learned from my parents. So she said, when in the playground or when playing with children or play date, he'd come to me and say, so-and-so hit me or so-and-so took my toy. She goes, I was just telling him it doesn't matter. Don't say anything. Don't worry about it. Just play with someone else. And after doing the work with me, she realized, because I'm just teaching him to silence himself like I was taught to silence myself. So during the work, she obviously became a ripple effect for her family. And I remember her coming to a session and she said, I've been teaching him. She goes, this week there was an incident when one of the kids took his toys. And I said to him, okay, go and tell his mummy. Go and tell his mummy what's happened. And she said it felt so good to empower him to say, go and stick up for yourself. It's okay. So this is why, like I said, the investment in yourself is an investment in your family, your husband, your parents, your kids, because you are going to ripple this work out to them as well. And I want you to really reflect and ask yourself, what is it costing you to stay where you are? Not just in energy, but in the emotional legacy you're handing down. Like my client that I've just spoke about, what is it costing you? Because it's not just costing you to stay stagnant, to stay stuck, it's costing future generations too. Your children won't become who you tell them to be. They're going to become who you show them to be. For example, I was being interviewed on a podcast with somebody and the host said, we were speaking about these types of things, being told what to do versus being shown what to do. And she actually said that my mother always told me that I should be independent, I should go out there and I should do all these things. But she said she actually didn't do any of that, and she was a stay-at-home mum. She put us all before her, and as a result of that, she goes, now I'm a mother, my head is telling me to go out there and do all the stuff, but actually my programming, what I'm used to, what I've seen is to be the mum at home. And she goes, I'm in a bit of conflict at the moment and I'm working through that. So that is an exact example of your children will become who you show them to be rather than who you actually tell them to be, because they'll be absorbing it in their environment. Between the ages of 0 to 7, you're in a theta state. So that means, and in a theta state, you absorb everything without a filter. So you're going to base your opinions, views, reflections, everything on what is going on around you in your environment. And that is learned behavior. It's everything you see, you absorb and create as your reality too. Because you can teach confidence to your children and tell them to be confident. But if you're not embodying it, they're not going to see it in action. They're not going to see it play out. You can preach boundaries and tell them to have boundaries, but if you're abandoning your own and they see you not holding your own and not standing in your strength, then they're not going to learn how to create healthy spaces for themselves either. You can talk about worthiness, but if your actions say, I come last, that's what's going to stick with your future generations, with your kids as well. Because creating confidence for yourself, feeling more than good enough, igniting worth inside is all about reclaiming your power to break that pattern. And these patterns are the ones that you've adopted from your parents. And I'm in no way saying, your parents were horrible or they did wrong or anything like that. It's not about that. It was just factual things that happened that have created these patterns. But it's now time to upgrade those stories, to upgrade those patterns that we've been working through or working on running on. Those patterns of people pleasing, saying yes, what are people going to say to us, not expressing yourself. These are the ones that need to be rewritten, not just for us, but for our kids. We need to rewrite this now. It worked for our parents back then. It doesn't work for us now. It doesn't work in the society that we currently live in. So when you say yes to growth, like I said, you're not just investing in yourself, you're investing in the emotional future of your family. My group program, Your Next Chapter, exists to walk you through every layer of that transformation, mentally, emotionally, physically, energetically, because you deserve a version of you that is lit up from the inside out, that's excited for life, and your family deserves the version of you that is strong, rooted, and who knows her worth. And while the price of staying where you are right now may be difficult to put into words, I'm going to lead you through a closed eye process in which I show you in your body what the price of staying where you are now is. So if you're driving, maybe pop it on pause, come back to it and do it later. But for anybody else, I want you to close your eyes, settle in your seat wherever you are, just for a moment. It's not going to be long. And I want you to just come back into yourself. Just let any thoughts go, any thoughts from the day, and feel into your breath. Just breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Do this 3 times and just settle yourself. Now in your mind, I want you to think or visualize a future version of you that feels free. A future version of you that communicates well, clearly. A future version of you that is excited for life, who's living in freedom, who's living in flow. A future version of you that is present with her children, happy in her life. A version that's elevated relationships, strong in her boundaries. A warm version of you. A glowing version. Somebody that overcomes challenges with ease. Imagine her and feel what's going through your body. And now, take a moment to thank that vision. And now feel into a future version of you that has not made these changes. A future version of you that is still stuck. So with your eyes still closed, imagine in 5 years' time, your life still being the same, or maybe worse. Perhaps you're feeling less than, perhaps you're feeling not good enough. Perhaps all the overthinking over the years has taken tolls and you're suffering with headaches and migraines. Imagine a version of you that says yes when she means to say no. A version of you that's constantly overthinking still, that hasn't progressed in herself, that's putting everyone else before her, and a version of you whose children are watching and learning exactly the same. And as you watch that version of you, feel what's going through your body. And take a moment to thank that vision and detach from it. And as you open your eyes, just reflect on the difference between the two. You felt the excitement in that first future version who had made the changes, and you feel the heaviness in staying stagnant and stuck. And that is the price of staying where you are. And that's just the price of staying where you are in yourself, not for the others around you either. And that is the price of staying where you are. If you know in your gut that you can't live like this for another 5 years, if the thought of staying stuck, small, silenced, even for one more season makes you feel sick, then this is your moment. Book a free call with the link in the description and I'll show you how to rewrite your next chapter, because we can do this together. This is just the start of your journey. As always, thank you for listening. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Finding Your Worth from Within. If today's message resonated with you, it would mean the world to me if you could follow, rate, and leave a review. Sharing the podcast with someone that you feel may benefit is the best way to help it grow and spread this important message. To stay connected between episodes, come hang out with me on Instagram @Mentoring. Can't wait to see you there.